Any YouTuber wants it, you can come get it. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, any of the Pauls, I don't care.
YouTube boxing has brought a whole new audience to the sport. KSI versus Logan Paul 2 was the 5th highest pay-per-view fight of all time, sitting behind Mayweather versus Canelo. With more and more influencer fights being made, and more eyeballs seeing the events, we couldn't continue without making a video about when influencers, and especially YouTubers, get destroyed. Stay tuned until the end for a true boxing experience. You will not regret it. This is Boxing Matrix. Enjoy this video.
He really is the chosen one. We chose him to get his ass beat.
To start with, we have to see how YouTube boxing became what it is. The point of ignition for YouTube boxing and the future of squared circle combat started in 2018, when KSI and Joe Weller wrapped their hands for the first time.
This could end up being one of the best things we've ever seen on YouTube, or one of the worst. And if it's done right, it'll be great. If it's done wrong, it'll be terrible.
I was fighting Joe Weller. People were like, there's no way you're gonna fight Joe Weller.
JJ, I was one of them.
Yeah.
Dog, I swear to God, I was like, Joe Weller, strong. Strong, young, angry guys.
Fight him, let alone beat him, stop. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It was nothing too big. 2 YouTubers who had beef wanted to end it all in the ring. They didn't know it back then, but this move would change how boxing was being viewed forever. KSI, the Nigerian nightmare, came into the fight prepared, wanting to end Joe's whole career. His coach, a well-known boxer in Britain, Vidal Riley, knew how to ignite that flame into KSI to knock Joe Weller out. And while that was not what KSI did, the outcome was pretty bad for young Joe. The fight started off with KSI going for the win straight away, while Weller blocked. Weller was remaining on the blocking side while KSI was still throwing punches.
Right hook by JJ, another jab by JJ. Joe not answering. Joe hasn't thrown a punch yet. Joe needs to start throwing. Joe needs to throw. Joe needs to throw a punch. And he does. And he does throw. And he lands.
KSI was making Weller stagger, but it wasn't long until Weller got KSI against the ropes.
Joe's coming out
Big
aggressively.
left hand misses from Joe.
JJ avoided that.
And now Joe lands the left.
Against the ropes.
And he's roughing him up.
Right in
and
the
he's
face.
hit him on. Oh my God.
In the second round, KSI had Weller in a front face headlock, which got broken up.
And there's the tie up here, broken by the referee.
KSI hits a nice right hook. Weller retaliates with a nice jab of his own, until there were some body shots that were exchanged.
JJ said, I'm going to box him to death, and that is what he's trying to do.
That head guard looks awkward on KSI right now. He needs to get back to his corner to be able to readjust it. He's leaving himself slightly
Joe's
up with
struggling,
big hands.
and that was a...
Wow, taking serious headshots there.
That cannot be allowed to carry on.
The 2 of them taken down.
That was a little bit of
As for the third round, well, we will let you see for yourself.
Like an absolute warrior, you've got to give him credit. Jay is reveling in it.
Pounding his chest, landing headshot after headshot after headshot. This is the killer instinct that he was talking
And
about.
it's all over. It's all over. We go. It's not this surely is the end of the fight. JJ has got so much power.
It's waved off.
Oh, that is not.
The sidemen rushed in.
Joe away from all of
Joe's team surround him.
Can we just keep Joe away from that?
During that post-fight interview, KSI would say something that would change boxing forever.
You can come get it. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, any of the Pauls, I don't care. Bring it.
KSI called out Jake Paul and Logan Paul. Jake Paul will play a big role in our story later on. While the main card of the fight, KSI versus Logan Paul, was not so brutal, their brothers, Jake and Deji, are worth being in this video.
You're gonna handle it when you lose. That's gonna be amazing. I don't know what you're gonna do. There might even be a rematch. And the thing is, if there is a rematch, I'll accept it. I'll accept your rematch just to beat you again.
You see, both of them had no boxing experience prior and had agreed to face each other off for the best to thrive. Getting in the ring alone is a huge achievement, but to promise that you will annihilate your opponent takes a lot of bravery to do, especially in such a big audience.
Who's seen his boxing videos?
Yo, watch him!
Watch him!
Okay.
Watch him! Watch all my videos!
The fight contained blood from both fighters, showing how much of a big deal this was for their first ever bout. Both fighters started off by throwing punches to the body and the head. It was overall a smart round one, with both of them thinking before punching, as everything could go bad in a couple of seconds. In round 3, things were getting sketchy for Deji. While Jake had his nosebleed, it didn't affect him that much as Deji was clearly gassed out from all the combos he was throwing earlier. At this point, it was clear that Jake was leading the fight. The 4th round saw Deji getting completely pounded by Jake. He was just not as prepared. He was getting gassed out. He could not throw any punches. All that was left for him was getting knocked out. The referee had seen enough in the 5th. After 5 rounds in which Jake dominated his opponent, the ref called it off and Jake was awarded the win. Little did the world know that this win of Jake would change everything, not only for the life of Jake, but for many fighters too. It was 2020. Jake had put out a master plan to destroy not only all of the YouTubers, but real fighters too.
And I told him straight up, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be undefeated. No one's ever gonna beat me. I'm in the gym twice a day, every single day. I'm gonna knock out all these guys. And let's do it on Showtime.
He's got the power out of the two of them. Like Logan, Logan is a really good athlete, but he's not as good of a boxer. But Jake Paul, on top of being a better boxer, he's got like legit power.
His journey starts with a friend of KSI. It was his way of telling KSI that you're next. The guy he defeated was Gibb. Jake had already started his mind games from the press conference.
There we go. My mom has more followers on Instagram than you. Did you know that?
Then why are you falling? Why there's no interaction?
Did you know that my mom has more followers on Instagram than you?
He was looking prepared. It was around this time that hate was being sent to Jake. Everything reminded of a Floyd Mayweather situation. Fans pay to watch Jake lose. When the fight starts, he proves them wrong.
I said you're dead. That was it. I tried to grab his cheeks, but...
The fight was attended by many YouTubers. They all expected this to be a hard fight for both of them, only for Jake to prove them wrong. You see, Jake didn't even need 2 rounds to make work of this man. Yes, he ended him in only 1 round. Gibb had trouble staying on his feet early, and it was clear Jake Paul was going to win the fight.
Go out there, let it go. You're here to fight. You're not afraid. It seems like he has some head movement with it as well.
Crouching in a very unorthodox fashion. Isolated with Shane Mosley. Feeling like his brother Logan in LA was a bit distracted in his training for KSI.
Good jab from Jake. That's what he needs to do. He needs to take it further. He needs to start with the jab.
Paul kept getting clean hits on Gibb, and the referee finally called the fight.
Crouching wildly. Oh! And this is about revenge for Jake Paul.
I like how he went back to the jab even after he had him hurt.
He wants a shot at KSI. He only gets it if he takes care of Gibb. That's another knockdown. Releasing Gibb. Gibb is hurt. And now he's down.
Boxing had been in years of decline due to a number of factors, but one of the main issues was that the top fighters were able to avoid each other for so long, leaving fans of the sport in dismay. Take Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, for example. The pair fought when they were 38 and 35 respectively, way past their primes. Issues like this stem from the promotional outfits that manage fighters. In boxing, one loss is all it takes for a fighter to fall into the abyss. So managers and promoters want to keep their fighters relevant and winning, which comes at the expense of fighting against opponents that aren't on the same level. 2021 could be described as the year that YouTube boxing was at its peak. For the first time, a YouTuber fought a UFC fighter. And do you know what happened? He won by knockout. Jake was clearly out of everyone's league. He was amassing massive pay-per-view numbers and was now fighting real athletes. And for the record, Jake had one of the most beautiful records of 2020 against a basketball player, Nate Robinson. While Robinson is not a YouTuber or an influencer of any means, we really couldn't leave out a masterpiece as this fight. Paul began to time Robinson's forward attack and caught him with a right hand to the side of the head that dropped him in round 1. Robinson regained his feet but held the back of his head with his left hand, trying to sway the referee.
Yeah, getting some Muay Thai on. First fight though, so you know he's a little bit anxious right now. Yeah, definitely.
And
they say protect yourself at all times. Ain't that what they say?
You betcha.
Oh!
Jake Paul caught Nate Robinson on the way.
Good night, Irene.
Robinson goes face first.
6. Lord have mercy.
Go.
7. Right. Check yourselves.
Well, Robinson looks like he's been rattled and explodes with a right hand. And all right, turn it into a wrestling match.
The second round saw Paul continue to land clean shots as a looping counter right hand dropped Robinson for the second time and left him pinned under the ropes.
Defense. Come on, Nate, you gotta.
Well, there he goes. See, Jake, one thing I'll give Jake credit for is from his first fight that I saw to this, he's improved. So he's going to, take his time. Oh, there we go. Now he's taking his time. He's forced to now. There you go. Feint, step. Oh, there's a feint from Jake.
Caught him. Oh, my God. Lord have mercy. Oh, Jesus.
Although Robinson was able to regain his feet again, the end would come shortly after in violent fashion.
Nate Robinson, but Snoop Dogg is singing the hymns. He's trying to get Irene. Oh, Lord! Mamma mia, the problem child proven to be.
You know, Conor McGregor, Dylan Dennis. I'm gonna knock them both out.
Bigger promoters now saw the opportunity to make a bank out of YouTube boxing, and thus went on to organize an event called YouTubers versus TikTokers.
I am a fighter. I have a wrestling background. I've been training 2-3 times a day. I'm sparring, sprints, and strength and conditioning.
The event was not so hyped as it did not include any big names. Team YouTube had a record of 5-1, only loss coming from, you guessed it, Deji. Deji did not look like he trained for this fight. It was only a matter of time for him to lose. The guy he lost to was Vinny Hacker. Deji had brought nothing new to the table. He still gassed out, couldn't throw a punch after the second round, and had even taken a knee. We'll just let you see what we were talking about.
He could set that up. He has the strength to finish this fight.
Well, Paige, you talk about the cardio and will that... Oh, big left hand by Hacker! And now he's got Deji on the ropes!
Hacker,
that was very weird.
That was. I'd love to see the replay. Anything ever touched him to cause him to go down.
All right, now wild exchanges between these two.
As this round goes on, Hacker's pulling away.
Big shots!
Big shot
from Vinny Hacker! Wow! Oh, and we get a standing 8.
He doesn't seem like he can take getting the punch.
My gosh. And now Vinny Hacker, he can smell the finish! He gets bent over!
Oh my God!
It's over!
Finally, TikTok on the board. The winner here, Vinny Hacker.
I'm going to be taking a break from social media, and I'm just going to be working on myself.
But what was the biggest YouTube boxing fight that could ever happen? Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul. A dream fight. Who would have thought that a YouTuber with a record of 0-1 would take on Floyd Money Mayweather? The build-up for the fight was massive. It was organized from Showtime and had press conferences that looked like real professional bouts. On paper, Logan Paul had massive advantages over Floyd Mayweather, but in the ring, things were not as simple. Logan was constantly setting the tone while Floyd threw the first punch. Logan was wailing and dominating the last moments, though Floyd emerged unhurt. The fourth round begins and Floyd connects with a left hook, stalking Logan, showing more power than his bigger opponent. But Logan responds with some stiff punches. Floyd now appears to be in increasing command. Logan was clearly tired as his hands were dropping, leaning on Floyd when he could. The sixth saw Floyd working the body and moving forward even when Logan was throwing jabs. Logan's punches had clearly lost their power. He looked exhausted, but was hanging in. Eighth and last round began. Logan was feigning and talking, rushing Floyd, trying to keep the champ off balance. But back comes Floyd, clearly trying to line up for a big punch.
It's an exhibition fight, but Mayweather until the end of 6 hours. Yeah, weight divisions do exist.
The fight was over. This just shows that there are levels to this game. A YouTuber went up against one of the best, if not the best ever, and was clearly getting destroyed.
Like, I'm honestly speechless, which is unusual because I feel like I always have something to say, and I'm always good at like articulating what's on my mind, but I can't tell what's on my mind because I can't fathom what just happened. By far the most significant, special moment of my life.
This was our video for YouTubers getting destroyed. Consider liking and commenting on which one was your favorite. This is Boxing Matrix. Thank you for watching.